So now that you have your products in hand, you're going to want to know exactly how to send them into Amazon, and this video will show you how to do that. Now, just a bit of advice, for your first few shipments, make sure you refer back to this video, just so you don't make any mistakes. However, I promise you it will become second nature, and sending your items into Amazon will become incredibly easy. So the first page you're going to want to locate is Manage All Inventory. And to access this page, you want to click the three lines on the left-hand side, click Inventory, and then click Manage All Inventory, and you'll get to this page here. Now, this doesn't work like eBay and Vinted, where you can only send one product per box. Remember, you're not sending this to the customer, you're sending it to the fulfillment center. So you can actually put more than one item inside a box. Now, the maximum box dimensions are 63 centimeters squared and 23 kilograms in weight. Now, there are a few exceptions, so I'll go through that now with you. So 90% of the items that you send to Amazon will be a standard size. However, you can get oversized items, things like vacuum cleaners, swimming pools, big coffee machines, air fryers, things like that. Now, on SellerAmp, there is an alert that will tell you if it is an oversized item, but make sure you're doing your analysis on those products, because if it's going to cost you £4 or £5 to send it into Amazon, and there's only £4 or £5 profit in that product, there's no point buying it because you're not going to be making any money, okay? So standard products and oversized products can't be put into the same box. They both need a separate box. Now, if you can fit 3 or 4 oversized items in a box, that's absolutely fine. However, if you have an oversized item that's more than 63 centimeters, it will need its own box, and that's one item per box, okay? Now, there's also things called dangerous hazmat goods, things like hairsprays, hair dye, deodorants, that sort of stuff. Now, these can't be sent in with standard and oversized items. What you will need to do is create a separate shipment for these, okay? Because with Amazon, they get very good discounts with UPS. Each box you send will only cost you between £2.50 and about £4.50. But if you have a shipment where it's got standard items and also hazmat items, you won't be able to get the discounts and you'll end up paying a lot more money. So I'll talk you through that in a bit further detail throughout the video. So first of all, what you want to do is just find one product that's going to be sent into Amazon. So this one here, click the 3 dots and then click Send or Replenish Inventory. Now on this screen, you'll see Print SKU Labels, and then you'll see Units here. So what you want to be doing is clicking however many units you're sending in. So let's click 10. Now, if you've not sent this product in before, what you will do here is you'll see like a shipping plan. So you click that, and I'll show you how to enter that in a moment. We'll find a product to add to the package. Now, if you want to send more items in with this package, click All FBA SKUs. Then can you see here, so prep and labeling details required. This is what I was just talking about. So click on this. Now, some items will need poly bagging, and they'll also need bubble wrap. Really, really important that you do add poly bags and bubble wrap if it's asked you to do so, because if not, sometimes it can impact your account health, but also you may incur additional fees because Amazon will have to add those for you. Now, be a bit clever as well, because sometimes, let's say, for example, you're sending in a shampoo, it might not say you need a poly bag, but if that box gets damaged in transit, the shampoo goes everywhere, all your inventory is ruined, and you're losing money, right? So any liquids that you send into Amazon, just make sure that they're poly bagged. Now, majority of the time, all you need to do here is click No Prep Needed, and then click Save twice. And then what you can then do is add the units here, say 10 units. But some items, it might ask the expiry date. So if the expiry date is on the product, make sure you add it correctly. If it's not, just put 12 months. So 12 months from today's date, it's the 21st of the 4th, 2027, and then ready to pack. Now, if it falls beneath 105 days, Amazon won't accept this. So make sure that everything that you buy, you're checking the expiry dates. A lot of clearance items in supermarkets, they might have a low expiry date, hence why they're on clearance. So there's no point buying those because you can't sell them on Amazon. If there's profit on eBay and you mention that there's a low expiry date, obviously go ahead, you might make some money on eBay. But just for the sake of this, if we put a month's time, you'll see expiry date must be at least 105 days from today's date. Okay. Okay, so if we click ready to pack, you'll see at the top here it says SKUs ready to send. It's now gone to 2. Okay, so if that's everything that we're sending in our box, what we need to do now is print all SKU labels. Now, within the Discord server, we will teach you how to do this. We'll teach you what printers to buy, what labels to buy. So that's all covered in the free Discord server. Again, the link is in the description. Feel free to join. It's completely free of charge. Now, I'll print all SKU labels and then click print all once you've selected the right printing format, the width, height, etc. Now, with these labels, what you want to be doing is you're going to get 10 labels for Calm's Day 168 tablets, and you'll get 10 labels for Pet Safe Stay Well. Now, all you need to do is grab the label and put it above the original barcode. Now, if you're sending in a multi-pack, so say a shampoo and conditioner, put that inside a poly bag to make sure it's obviously one item, and then put the label on top of the poly bag, and that'll be absolutely fine. So once you've printed your labels, click Pack Individual Units. Now, if it's an oversized item, you will see another box here with your item in. If it's a hazmat item, again, you will see a box here as well. So if it is a hazmat item, we don't want to be sending it with these items, so you can click View and Edit here and then just delete that item off the shipping plan. Now, if multiple boxes are needed, so let's say you've got loads of different products, it won't all fit into one box, you're going to need 2 boxes. Click multiple boxes will be needed, confirm how many boxes, 2, and then open the web form, and then just simply fill in the details. So box 1, let's say 10 units, box 2, 10 units, box weight for this will be 5 kilograms, box for this will be 5 kilograms, and then you put your box dimensions here, and then tick which box it's relevant to. If it's the same size box, then just put the same box in here and click these. If it's 2 different size boxes, you can just add another box here. But just for the sake of this, we'll just restart that and click everything will fit into one box. So you put your box dimensions here. Let's just say this, and let's put the box weight at, say, 5 kilograms, and then click Confirm Packaging. Sometimes it will say box volume does not meet the expected minimum cubic, but as long as you've measured everything correctly, you won't need to worry about this. All I would say is Amazon are very anal about the measurements and the weight that you input. So what I normally do is add a few extra centimeters onto the box, as long as obviously it doesn't breach 63 centimeters, and maybe just add an extra kilogram as well, just to cover it. Because sometimes scales read differently depending on where you are. Confirm and continue here. Now, on the ship date, you want to be doing the date that you're either getting your parcels collected, so that is a free service to get them collected, or when you're dropping them off, there are some UPS drop-off points that you can locate as well. So let's say tomorrow. Now, you've got UPS or DPD. To keep things simple, I always select UPS. Never had a problem with them. Very, very quick service, and most of the time they are cheaper as well. Now, if you're sending in hazmat dangerous good items, you won't get this option here. So you'll just have to select a different partner. If it's not on here, click Other. Now, what you will need to do in this instant is go on to a parcel comparison website, go on Royal Mail, select the box weight, the width, dimensions, etc., and then put in this ship to address. And then once you click Agree and Confirm, then it will ask you for a tracking number, and just input the tracking number, and that's everything done. And then just drop your parcel off at the post office, or obviously have it collected, whatever you've selected. Now, if we're sending this through UPS, what we do at this point, obviously make sure we're happy with everything. It's going to cost us £2.45, which is very, very cheap to send 20 units in. I agree, accept changes and continue. Now, at this point, what you want to be doing is making sure that your box is completely sealed, tape it up. Obviously, make sure that all your inventory has the SKU labels attached. And then you want to click thermal printing or whatever printer you're using and click print. You will now see 2 labels. So these labels, just print them off and attach them on top of the box. What you're also going to need is this tracking number here. So copy that and save it just for a later date, and I'll show you why shortly. Now, it's also worth noting that anything above 15 kg and up to 23 kg, you will need to put a note on the box. So whether you write it on the box or whether you print out a label that just says heavy box, 15 kg plus, Amazon will ask you to do that. It's really, really important that you do that also. So once your box is ready, you've now got two options. Either firstly, take it to a UPS drop-off location. You'll be surprised how many there are, normally in kind of news agents, so you can drop that box off to a news agent, or you can arrange a free UPS pickup. So on this page, make sure you put your tracking number in here. Now, sometimes you might see some spaces, just make sure you remove the spaces, and then you'll see you entered a tracking number that can be used for a prepaid on-call collection. No further payment is required. Pop in all your details here and click residential address. Make sure you add in the total amount of packages and the total weight. And then select your collection date and time. Now, sometimes if you say, for example, say between 8 and midday, and they don't think they can fulfill that, you may get a call and they may give you a more accurate time. However, if you're sending in shipments quite regularly, you will get to know your UPS driver and you will kind of get to know what sort of time they arrive at your address every day. It becomes quite easy. You can put a collection reference in there, you don't need to, and then just input your address, and then click next, and then click save, and then that is your Amazon shipment confirmed, UPS confirmed, and then from that point onwards, there's actually nothing you need to do. Just wait for UPS to collect the parcel or just drop the parcel off at a UPS drop-off location.